Texas needed a functioning government. The consultation may have provided the insurgent Texians with a governor and a ruling council. It had not provided an effective government. To be fair, these new officials called themselves provisional or temporary. Governor Henry Smith had taken that to heart and fired his council. They had fired him in return. This dysfunctional collection of men had tangled things to the point that few knew what cause the Texians supported. There needed to be another gathering, a convention, to right all these wrongs and end the confusion. On this, the provisional government of Texas agreed. The contentious leaders called for the people of Texas to elect delegates to this newly proposed meeting. They set the date for delegate elections as February 1st, just weeks away. They also set the place and time for the meeting. The convention of 1836 would occur on March 1st at Washington City, a relatively new settlement on the west bank of the Brazos River, about 40 miles north of San Felipe. It would be a more convenient location for people coming from all parts of Texas. Questions remained. Who was qualified to serve as a delegate? There were colonists at hand that believed newcomers should be excluded. What about native Mexican Tejanos? Some viewed them with suspicion. What about soldiers in the field? Where would their votes be counted? From their homes or from where they served? Ultimately, the voters in the various parts of Texas answered these questions to their own satisfaction. The 59 men chosen to decide the course of the rebellion represented a new take on the questions facing Texas. Remarkably, most of them were new to the debate and presented an opportunity to hear new and fresh opinions. 13 were veterans of the gatherings held over the last 4 years, but only 8 had previously held offices under Mexican law. Nearly 20 came from areas that had not been represented in any of the discussions so far. 5 were from faraway settlements on the Red River. There were politicians among them. Lorenzo de Zaboly, a relative newcomer to Texas but not to its larger story, understood exactly what was going on in Mexico. He also knew Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna personally and what he was capable of. Bejareño Jose Antonio Navarro had served in the state legislature of Coahuila y Tejas as well as the National Congress. Like de Zaboly, Navarro had a personal insight into Mexican politics. Francisco Ruiz had seen it all. He had been a soldier in Texas. He had ridden with General Manuel Mier y Terán and other explorers. There were few people who knew all aspects of Texas better. There were men who understood American politics as well. 2 served in the government of North Carolina and in the U.S. Congress, and another had served on the Supreme Court of Alabama. Remarkably, nearly half of the delegates had lived in Texas for fewer than 2 years. Yet, nearly half had already served in the Texian Army, even if they were new to the story. This interesting mix of old and new, American and Mexican voices would shape the destiny of Texas.